Hello everyone, I found this old truck in the second-hand store and I thought it would be really cool to restore it. As you can see, it's missing the tires. Also, somebody tried to turn it into a lowrider. This part here is bent, so I'll be working on that in a little bit. Just letting you see the writing on the back. So this is probably really old, from the early 60s. So Dinky toys made in France by Meccano. So it does have one tire left. I'm going to remove that and I'll be using it as a spare. Oh, also, obviously it's missing the 3 tires. So there's a gentleman that makes reproductions for these. Here's my reproduction tires. So these cost more than the truck, but although I don't know how valuable this is, maybe put that down in the comments if you think this is valuable and how much do you think it's worth. So a gentleman makes reproduction tires. I'll show you his address. He's in England. And obviously die-cast collecting started in England, so that makes a lot of sense. So what I'll do is I'll use some hot water and remove the tire here. I don't necessarily want to do a full restoration on this. I just want a reminder of the way things were. But honestly, considering it's 50+ years old, it's in pretty decent shape. I have a bunch of trains, as you know, but I also have a bunch of die-cast. And Hot Wheels, you know, they have videos on Hot Wheels. I have a lot of Hot Wheels, really good ones too. So let's just compare the old tire to the new ones. Not exactly the same size, but really close. This is gonna be my spare. So that's really neat. Goes on as a spare. And then I'll bring in a good screwdriver and I'll pry the wheels out so it's no longer a lowrider. I just put the screwdriver like this and I pry it out and it looks pretty good. Actually, just a little bit of tweaking necessary, but I think it's going to be okay like that. Of course, I have to put it on the alignment machine, make it perfect, but I think it's going to be good. Then I'll just go ahead and reinstall the tires. And then for that side, maybe a little bit more trickier because I don't have as much space to work, but it can be done. Just like a real tire, you just work it around. So these, because they're brand new, they're nice and rubbery. That old one was a little bit stiff, but these are nice. Just like your real car, you know, my Camaro, I had to change the tires because they had begun to crack, you know, after 10+ years. So there you go, beautiful restoration. I'll give you a couple of still shots just so you can see up close what it looks like. I will put in the description the name of the eBay seller that sold me the tires so you can find some for yourself. So there you go, a beautiful restoration. I'm sure glad I did this. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you soon. I need the video to be about 8 minutes long, so I'll show you some of my other restorations. This is a Redline Hot Wheels. If you like to collect diecasts, you know these are the most expensive to get. This was a basket case. I restored it. A new windshield, a new paint obviously, and decals. I did not have the decal for this, so I made it myself using a bigger decal, which I cut the size and then I applied it. But this car turned out specifically very well. Also put new wheels. You can get new wheels for these, so very nice. This vet here, this is a reproduction hood, actually, reproduction hood. And the paint comes from the Redline shop. It's a urethane Spectra Flame paint. This is the plum color. Also new wheels, so this was a basket case. The hood was missing. TNT bird, you can tell I'm a spoilers guy. So this one, the roof had been caved in, so I worked on it to straighten it out as best as I can. The roof had been caved in and it got new decals and a new paint job. I'm pretty sure these also I made myself, but I had numbers. I bought decals for the numbers. The red lines, they came with the decals. You had to apply them yourself. Here's another spoilers sugar caddy. It got a new windscreen, obviously. New wheels. This one had its hood. Always had the hood. And this paint is actually from a spray can. Just a metallic blue from the spray can. So this area usually is painted black. I chose not to do it. But that's another spoiler for you. Really cool. Yeah, so before I was got back into trains, I was heavy into the Hot Wheels restoration. This color is called Antifreeze. Again, it's a paint from the Redline shop. And this car was so worn out, there was no paint left on it. It was bad. So that got new wheels and a new windshield. And I did the paint. And this car was far gone, but what a dramatic difference a little restoration makes. Oh, and I forgot to mention, on the reproduction wheels, you can get deep dish reproduction wheels, which look much better. The deep dish, they came into the Hong Kong version. But this is one of the Hong Kong versions. The Hong Kong versions, compared to the US version, they have a little bit extra detail, especially under the hood. They have a lot of detail. This is why these are so popular, mostly because of the extra detail. And then I've got, I put a new windshield on this. Put a new windshield on this, clean the interior, put new wheels, put a new paint job. Looks awesome. And also this Cougar in apple green. Now this one, the original wheels were good enough, so I left them. And the windshield, see the windshield is transparent instead of blue. So this may be a US version. Let's take a closer look. Yeah, it's a US version, so it doesn't have as much detail, especially under the hood here. It doesn't have as much detail, but this color is called apple green, but it's still a very nice piece, still worth quite a bit of money. So that's it for this video. Thank you for staying to the end. See you soon.